Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Motorola Xyboard 10.1 tablet. A tablet that, if you couldn't tell by the description, is a 10.1-inch tablet made by Motorola. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would I be doing a review of a tablet that's probably close to a year and a half, 2 years old? And the reason is that if you can get a good deal on it like I did, or what I consider a good deal, details will follow, is I do think it's worth your money. It's still got some life left in it. But, you know, I'll save those details for the actual video. So let's take a look at it, because I'm pretty pumped to show you, if you can get the right deal on it. I really do think you're going to enjoy it. Let's go. First things first, let's discuss this deal that I got on the tablet. So what you may not know about me is that I work at my local Verizon wireless retailer, not a corporate store per se, but just a retail store. And they were running a special where you get the tablet for $200 and you just have to have it on your plan for 6 months. You can cancel it, no cancellation fee whatsoever. And MSRP is at $550. It was a pre-owned device, so buying it outright cost you about $350. So in the long run, after all taxes and stuff, I probably get it for about $300. Not too bad, and I could put it on my account, store account, and pay it off as I go. So that's why I think it's a good deal. Right off the bat, the first thing I noticed with this tablet is that it is not a Nexus tablet. Now, what do I mean by that? This tablet does not have the crazy high resolution of a Nexus tablet, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. It has a 10.1 IPS, a 10.1-inch IPS LCD screen with a resolution of 1280 by 800, giving it a pixel density of 149 ppi. Now, compared to the Nexus 10, which has a crazy pixel density for a tablet of about 300 ppi, this is obviously half the pixel density, but it's really not that bad. I don't notice it enough to where it bugs me. Yes, if you look closely, you might be able to see a little bit of pixelation, but reading text is perfectly fine. I honestly have no issue reading text or doing anything that involves, screen resolution. I have no problem with it. So that's definitely a good thing in my book. So reason 2 that it is not a Nexus. It's visibly not as smooth as a Nexus. The reason? It does not run on Android 4.1 or 4.2 Jelly Bean. I mean, it runs on Ice Cream Sandwich, which still gets the job done satisfactory for me. I'll show you this compared to my Galaxy Note 2 here. And as you can see, it's not as smooth, but it's still smooth enough. Ice Cream Sandwich was that jump that Android really needed to get it moving in the right direction. And this runs Ice Cream Sandwich, and it runs it smoothly enough to where it works. It's not Jelly Bean. It's not a Nexus tablet. It's not as smooth, but it's not terrible either. It's still great considering the price point of $200, $260 after your plan, $300 after taxes, activation fee. It's really not a bad deal for $300. It's pretty good, I think, honestly. The hardware of this device, let's see here. It's going to be running a TI OMAP 4430 chip with a dual-core ARM Cortex A9 processor running at 1.2 gigahertz and 1 gigabyte of RAM. Now, like I said earlier, this is not a Nexus. It's not as crazy as the quad-core Tegra 3 with 2 gigs of RAM in the Nexus 7, but it still performs well enough to get you through the day, and honestly, it can still do gaming pretty well. I don't do the very high demand and what I consider to be kind of niche games for Android tablets, but my way of kind of testing it is running Minecraft Pocket Edition. If it can run Minecraft Pocket Edition, with all the graphics fancy and whatnot, and still run smoothly, I consider it to be a good tablet. Because, Minecraft is not super graphically intense, but it does have to load off a lot if you have the render distance far and, all that stuff. So I consider it to be a good tablet if it's able to do that, which it is able to do that. And that's a lot considering, I always want to have the latest and most powerful phone. I have the Note 2. Inside of it is 16 gigs of storage built in, unfortunately without expandable memory, but I don't plan on having movies or anything, so I think I should be fine. Formatted space is about 13.5 gigs. It's got a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera, which underperforms a little bit in my opinion. It does perform well enough. I mean, it's a 10.1-inch tablet camera, so I would hope that people aren't taking these everywhere and taking pictures of a lot. But it's one of those things that really, when you go to buy a tablet, you know you're not going to use the camera too much, but you want to have it anyway, and you kind of need it, as weird as it sounds. This is a test video of my mobile workstation, my mobile video editing station, giving you a look at the camera quality of the Motorola Xyboard 10.1, giving you a look at my beautiful SpongeBob mouse pad that I've had forever and will never give up. There's that beauty of a computer. And now let's take a look at the front-facing camera. You get to see my ugly mug some more. Let's transition here and give you a look at all the different lighting. So there's all that there. Light coming from straight behind, it's kind of blinding. And from the left side. And that's the front-facing camera. Not too bad, right? One of the better front-facing cameras I've seen, surprisingly, on a tablet that's almost 2 years old. On the front is a 1.3 megapixel camera capable of shooting 720p at 30 frames per second supposedly. I haven't done it myself, but I don't have a need to really. Obviously the rear-facing camera can shoot 180 or 1080p, and I really didn't have much of an issue with the screen as far as pictures go either. Looking at them, color reproduction was just fine, so that's another good thing I would say. Battery life. What is the battery life on this 10.1-inch tablet? That's a pretty big screen. Well, the battery is a 7,000 milliamp hour battery. When compared to the Nexus 10's, I believe 9,000 milliamp hour battery. Obviously it's smaller, but the Nexus 10 also has a lot higher resolution, double the resolution just about. So you need a bit bigger battery. My opinion is that if it can get through a whole day of whatever you do, then it's satisfactory. It's done its job. Because you can just plug it in overnight, which does not harm your battery, contrary to popular belief. I did some research. And plug in your phone, your tablet, your laptop does not harm it if you plug it in overnight. You know, think about it. You have a smartphone or a tablet or, you know, laptop. Battery is obviously something that the manufacturers and designers are going to consider. You know, a smartphone can do almost anything anymore. They can handle batteries charging overnight. The viewing angles of the screen were actually very good. I didn't really have an issue with it. You know, I don't look at my tablet from 180 or 90 degrees or whatever. I look at it forward, occasionally at a weird angle if I'm going to lay it down, and it's been great. I don't have a problem looking at it from, you know, a slightly difficult angle. The brightness on the screen, I was actually able to go outside on my porch on a bright sunny day, and it's spring now, so it was bright. And it's extremely bright. I had it on auto, which defaults to lowest normally, and it automatically went, you know, brighter in the sun, and I could read perfectly fine an article just straight off the internet on the tablet. So that's very good. Like I said, the brightness usually defaults to the lowest, which is extremely fine. I have no issue whatsoever reading, doing anything on the tablet on lowest brightness. So that's a good thing too. Another very important thing when considering a tablet are the speakers, because it's essentially a thinner, less capable computer that you can bring with you. Speakers on this tablet are extremely loud, to the point actually where if it's on the brightest, or excuse me, the highest setting, it's actually kind of obnoxiously loud, and in small corridors can actually not hurt, but be painful to listen to. So here's an example of it, just on the highest. Please don't sue me, YouTube, thanks. Overall build quality is something that I think is neglected a little bit when it comes to, you know, tablets or anything really. You know, tablets are probably going to be thrown in a backpack or a purse or something like that. You know, you might hold it with you. And you know, having a 10.1-inch tablet's kind of big. It weighs 1.32 pounds, which is not bad. It's a good middle of the road weight, and it's only 0.35 inches thick. Again, pretty good. It's got a rubbery grip, which really helps holding it at any time, especially at extended periods of time. Yeah, it just makes it more comfortable, and it's really not too heavy to where it hurts to hold after a little bit, which is another pretty good thing, I would say. Motorola claims that it's got a nano coating which prevents from small spills and stuff, which obviously I'm not going to spill stuff on my tablet, I'm sorry. But I have seen videos of where it's done, and rather than, you know, kind of go everywhere and mess up the tablet, they just kind of collect in one spot, the water droplets or whatever droplets they were. Which is a good thing, because if you can prevent it from spreading, you can prevent any sort of potential damage. So that's another very good thing. Another good thing is that it comes with a capacitive stylus. That there are a couple different software features that kind of integrate with it, but when you use, say, an S Pen on any of the Galaxy Note series devices, it really does feel kind of subpar. It's a metal tip stylus. I'm really curious why, instead of maybe just a very precise rubber tip stylus, no, small one. Because it makes a weird clinking sound when you hit the screen, and it kind of scares me that I'm going to break my screen, honestly. And that could just be because I'm used to using my Note 2. I don't know. It works. So the biggest thing with this tablet is performance. How does it perform compared to this Nexus that I've just hammered it against? It's not a Nexus. We've already gotten that out of the way. And I honestly think the biggest flaw is that it does not and will not get Jelly Bean. Because I do think that the 1.2 gigahertz processor could handle it. It's not within my control, obviously, and there's really not much of a development community. Otherwise, I would have tried to put it on already, because I've looked. It runs 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich, which works. It still works just fine. But when you use Jelly Bean, Jelly Bean is just so much smoother. Project Butter really does make this experience so much better. And you know, when you compare it to anything running Jelly Bean, there's a noticeable difference. But it's not unusable. So I think I've touched on most of the topics that matter as far as this tablet is concerned. Like I've said, build quality is great, something that I wish that more manufacturers would focus on. It's kind of rubbery on the back, and the grip feels good. It does get 4G LTE, which I have not used because I have no use for it. Overall, I would give this an 8 out of 10 because, and it might seem a little generous, but I'm factoring in a couple different things. One, the price that I got on it, and most people can probably get a similar price on it. Two, it still is a good tablet, don't get me wrong. So that definitely helped. Three, the build quality is great. I don't know why more manufacturers don't do that. Battery life is also great. The reason it didn't get any better, Jelly Bean is not in the future at all. They're done with it. So there's no development community for it. You know, the capacitive stylus is cool, but it's really not enough to kind of give it a boost. It's almost like getting a rubber-tipped capacitive stylus for any other tablet. It works, but again, I keep referencing the Note series because Samsung's made a real impact on the market with them. It's not as good as those, but it's still good enough. So there you have it. There's a look at the Xyboard 10.1 tablet, not a tab. That's Samsung's deal. Let me know what you think of the tablet, of the video, of anything. Hopefully you liked my new kind of cleaner version of my videos. This is kind of the style I'd like to keep doing now. It's a little more time consuming, but it's a lot better on the eyes, and I'd much rather, you know, I look at it from your perspective because I watch videos all the time. I would much rather watch a video that's easy to look at and it's as corny as it sounds, kind of pretty to look at, you know? So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. This is an older piece of technology, but it's kind of my test run until I get my Galaxy S4 as far as a review video. So again, if you could leave a comment with a suggestion, I would really appreciate it. Like it if you would like to do that. Subscribe if you would like some more I don't know, videos on my ugly face in it. I really want to get this channel moving a little more because I have a passion for it. I'm going to school for this kind of stuff. I would love to bring you guys the latest technology, but I need your help, and at the same time I can't do it alone. I need your help to kind of get my name out so that I can get you the info you want. If my opinion matters to you, I appreciate it. Let me know, please. I don't care if you subscribe, like, I don't care if you don't do any of that. If you leave me a comment and just say thanks, that really does mean a lot to me. It hits me right here in the heart, and I appreciate it, because that's why I do this. I don't do this to make money. I don't make money out of it. So if you could just in some way, shape, or form let me know that I've helped or that you appreciate it, I appreciate that. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to me rant. Once again, I'm Peter, signing off, saying peace out.